Well, hello and welcome to Sports by Compion. My name, of course, is your host, Stephen Compion, here with some more hard hitting picks this week as we try to figure out what the heck's going on in the NFL this year. And for that, I am joined by my man, Brent Humphreys himself, the man who yells from the couch. Go over there and make sure you're liking and subscribing to his wonderful content. That's Yelling from the Couch podcast. Kind of hard to find on YouTube. They do keep it hidden, but search because it's worth it. Brett, how you doing?
Doing all right, man. Like you said, you never know what's going on in the NFL, and that sure is the case day by day.
Indeed, indeed. And as you can see, your boy started out hot, man. I was hitting them good in the first 2 weeks, and I have been struggling since an abysmal week this past week. Just about everybody kind of struggled a little bit on this last week, week five, pretty much. As you can see, I only got 50 points. Brett got 60. So did Dan. So Dan stays ahead of me by 2 games. Brett's only 1 game behind. And Cedric is having himself quite the comeback. The last 3 weeks, he's had just about as many points as everybody. And this week, an absolutely abysmal week for everybody. He at least cleans up at 80. So it's gonna be tight, these 5 picks, because I don't think anyone knows what's going on in the NFL this year.
Nobody knows what's going on in the NFL this year, and last week should have showed that to everybody right there. I mean, who would have predicted all that chaos?
It was absolute chaos, upsets out the galore. So in these troubling times, Brett, we will do our best to try to guide our Sports by Compion fan base to make good bets, good picks for their coming week. Does 4-1 versus 1-0 actually mean anything? Here we are Wednesday morning trying to figure this out as the game comes next week. We didn't expect the Eagles to lose to Denver. I knew there was a possibility, and I think Cedric did pick that one. So shout out to Cedric with some controversial picks last week, which were true. But how are we feeling about this one, Brett? Do we think they're going to rally now against the Giants, who look good one week and then terrible the next? Messed up my picks both weeks. Thanks, Giants.
Yeah, Jackson Dart takes over. They look really good that first week. Even looked good the first quarter of last week, and then all of a sudden falls apart. He's without Malik Neighbors. Philly loses the game at home last week. I seen they had like a players only meeting. Like you do that after just one loss, like that's kind of strange to me. But early in the season for that, I think when you're 4-0 or 4-1, but I think Philly bounces back this week and gets a win in the Meadowlands.
I could see it. I could see it absolutely. AJ Brown throwing out bat signals, smoke signals. I think I think Jalen Hurts may or may not start throwing the ball to him a little bit more. And this is a revenge game for Mr. Barkley, so he's going to be coming full throttle against these Giants. It's always going to be a revenge game for him for the rest of the time that he's with the Eagles playing against the Giants. And yeah, just all kinds of suspect stuff we've seen from the Giants this year. We got to count on the Eagles to get right on this game.
Yeah.
Moving on, the winless Jets face Denver, who's coming off a huge win against the Eagles. I don't think there's much to go into on this one. I'm definitely believing in this. I think Fields could have a really rough day. I'm sitting him in fantasy because this Denver defense is just super, super mean, it turns out. And I could see them getting into a hole early. Fields trying to do too much, throwing some picks. So I'm sticking with Denver on this.
Yeah, I'd roll with Denver on this one, too. Denver's defense is really good right now, playing really well. And then on the other side, the Jets' defense is just horrible for a guy that's a defensive coach to have a defense like that early on. He hasn't got him straightened out yet, but yeah, I like Denver here in New York.
For sure. Well, moving on, we got the Arizona Cardinals. Very, very disappointing last week, Brett. Got everyone's picks messed up. The parlays, anytime touchdowns, all kinds of things were screwed over by that man dropping the ball before the end zone. They faced the Indianapolis Colts, who are red hot, not disappointing people. Jonathan Taylor already learned that lesson, 2-3 weeks ago now, it seems, that you don't throw the ball before the goal line. So he's on to just scoring tons of touchdowns now.
Yeah, this is a game of the teams, back-to-back weeks where they just drop the ball going into the end zone and get a touchback for the other team. So I think they may have both learned their lesson. But in this right here, this is in Indiana Jones and them. They're going to win this game right here. I don't see any reason why Arizona would put up much of a battle against Indianapolis here at Indy.
Is it time for the Cardinals to start thinking about drafting a quarterback? Are they moving on from Murray soon, you think?
I think so. I think it's time. I mean, you've got weapons out there, and then your only problem really is, the quarterback. He's mobile and stuff, but I don't think he's got it. I think you've given him enough time. I think it's time.
Yeah. I think he might be one of these guys who's successful with another organization, but right now it just does not seem to be working out with him and the Cardinals right now. Moving on. We got the Dolphins are going to be hosting the Chargers. The Chargers need a get good right game. Like they are stumbling down the stretch here. They cannot protect Justin Herbert, so that's a real problem. And yeah, the Chargers once again blow a 10-point lead over the Commanders and slowly let them just take over that game against them last week. So it's a little alarming. On the other hand, Miami lost to freaking who did they lose to last week? It was bad.
Carolina.
Carolina. So like, oh man, it's just I don't know. Both these teams are in a bad way right now. But I gotta go Chargers, right? They gotta
Yeah.
find a way to keep Herbert upright long enough. They're out there running back now for a couple weeks too.
Yeah.
Oseman.
I'm like you on this one too. I'm like I'll go Chargers, but I don't feel good about it at
I
all.
don't feel good about it at all.
That offensive line is bad right now. Joe Alt's hurt. Slater, I think, is hurt, and they can't protect Herbert. Herbert, was scrambling around back there. Miami had a 17-point lead at Carolina and blew it. I mean, if that tells you where they're at right now. So I'll pick the Chargers, but I don't feel good about it. It's like,
Yeah, this is a tough one. I'm going to go Chargers and hope for the best on this. Hopefully
yeah.
they don't let us down. So Steelers are hosting the Browns. Dylan Gabriel is getting his second start as a Brown. He's facing the old wizard himself, Mr. Aaron Rodgers, coming off a bye week. I feel good about these Steelers, especially coming off a bye week at home. They've kind of been beating up teams for the most part, besides Seattle. So I think they should be able to handle business against a struggling Browns team. But you never know with these Browns. But I think Steelers got it.
This is probably going to be the toughest defense that Pittsburgh's faced all season. But offensively, I don't think Gabriel's got a whole lot for that defense. So in that case, I'm going to have to go with Pittsburgh on this. Like you said, their only loss was to Seattle, and we thought that was a bad loss to begin with. But Seattle's for real, so
yeah,
maybe Pittsburgh's in this weak division that they've got primed to win it. I don't know, but this will be the toughest defense. But I think Pittsburgh wins it ultimately.
absolutely. Yeah, I think this is going to be a real test for Aaron Rodgers and that offense to see if they can keep things going well. Cowboys, Panthers. What a fun one to pick here. I have picked wrong on the Panthers, I think, the last 3 weeks, I want to say.
Yeah.
I'm leaning Cowboys here again, but the Panthers are that frisky, weird team that you never know what the heck they're going to do, who they're going to do it to. I mean, to be fair, I guess they've only beaten the Falcons and the Dolphins, which we don't really know who the Falcons are, and we think the Dolphins suck, so we're not sure. I gotta probably go Cowboys here just because Dak is looking really good. He's slinging the ball. Him and Pickens appear to have a really good connection, and he's kind of throwing it to whoever. Me and Corey were trying to go through the guy who went off last week, and yeah, relatively unknown gentleman. So they are moving the ball well.
Yeah, they're moving the ball really well. He's an MVP candidate at this point in time,
Yes,
the
sir.
way he's throwing around to nobody. I mean, he doesn't have CD Lamb. He doesn't really have a star running back. George Pickens, he caught like 2 or 3 passes last week. That's it. And he's throwing some guy named Flournoy or something like that. Yeah. And then the Carolina Panthers, on the other hand, the 2 games that they won were at home, and this is at home, and it's a Rico Dowdell, revenge game maybe incoming. No, I think Dallas's offense is going to score quite a bit in this. Now, Carolina's going to score some points too because that Dallas defense doesn't stop anybody. This is what I thought the Bengals would be this year. All offense, no defense. And, that's kind of what I'm getting. But, I got Dallas in this one.
That's a good point about Rico and Dowdell because he did have that comment about Jerry Jones didn't even know who I was, but he will soon. And it's like, boy, he did go off last week. We'll see if he can pull it off again against that struggling Cowboys defense. So Seattle coming off an absolute shootout against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, now play against the Jacksonville Jaguars. This is a tough one to pick, Brett. This might be our hardest pick of the week. Yeah. Jaguars, impressive win against the Chiefs, but did the Chiefs kind of drop the ball? Should they have been able to close out this Jaguars team? Who knows? I don't want to hate. Devin Lloyd apparently can cover really well. So shout out him. He's apparently leading not only linebackers, but just coverage in general. He's absolutely killing it. On the other hand, Seattle's defense had a rough week, but they're going to get some of their injured players back, I believe, that weren't in that Tampa game.
Yeah, this one here is really tough to pick right here. Seattle had that heartbreak last week against Tampa at home, and then Jacksonville coming off the high Trevor Lawrence's birthday, stumbling, falling down, getting back up, scoring the game-winning touchdown. Man, I think they may be in for a letdown this week. I think Seattle comes into town and wins this game.
You think so?
I'm just a Liam Cohen hater, I guess.
I am kind of a Liam Cohen hater too. So that's kind of like, I don't want to pick like that, but man, this is a tall task for Seattle. But I gotta think they feel like they need to win this game, and if they can get back some of their injuries from last week, I think they could be okay. I'm picking Seattle too.
There we go.
Maybe the Chiefs aren't as good as everyone thought. Speaking of teams who are just disappointing this year, Baltimore Ravens host the LA Rams. I don't believe that Lamar's back yet, is he?
No, he's not. He's still out.
Then I'm definitely going Cooper Rams Rush. Because I think I've seen all I need to out of Cooper Rush.
There's really not much else to say about this except for, Stafford, Puka Nacua, and then Cooper Rush and Zay Flowers. Who you got in this one?
Puka's about to go off, man.
Yeah, he's 15 catches,
Oh, dude. This Baltimore's defense is rough. They are bad. I mentioned I benched Fields earlier because I picked up Matty Stafford to start against the Baltimore Ravens because I think he's going to have a good week. At least I freaking hope so. I'm playing against a very good team, so we need all the points we can get.
Very wise choice right there, I believe.
Playing against Puka Nacua, so might as well use that against me a little bit, right?
Yeah, even it out a little bit.
Use that at least a little bit of help. All right, so we got Patriots, we got Saints. Interesting game here. The Saints are kind of frisky, but they've only beat the Giants. So I got to go Patriots here off of their big win against Buffalo. I think they're flying high. I don't see that crash landing in New Orleans.
I don't either. Last week, it looked like Drake May and Stephon Diggs had something going for the first time this season. And I think that continues this week. You said the Saints, they won last week, but it was the Giants at home. The Patriots are a lot better team than the Giants, I believe. So I'm going Patriots with this one, too.
Agreed. All right. We got Raiders hosted the Titans. Ooh, this is interesting, Brett. This is interesting because we got a frisky Titans team that found a way to win against the Cardinals. I mean, what was that? But anyway, we got a Raiders team that's just playing really bad football right now. And Geno Smith is in the center of all of it. Still starting, from what I understand.
Yeah.
I don't think this Titans defense is terrible. I don't.
No, and they had a big comeback win last week. A couple weeks ago, though, Cam Ward said it best when he said, "We ass," when he was describing the team. I think they're still ass, but also I think the Raiders are also ass too. So
the Raiders are also ass.
It's at home, so I believe that I think that the Raiders are going to win this one. But this is another one where, man, I don't feel good either way.
Man, the way that things have been going with the upsets, I'm going to pick the Titans on this one. Why not?
Yeah, I don't blame you there at all. I don't feel good about it, though. But
I don't feel good about the Raiders, man. No. But, I mean, they might be getting Bowers back, though, right? Is Brock Bowers back this week?
I'm not sure, but Brock Bowers seems like he's always questionable week after week. So
It does. He's a big boy.
Unfortunately, if he could stay healthy, though, man, Geno would have something out there at least.
Considered week to week with his knee injury.
that's what I figure, week to week.
All right. Dude, I'm going Raiders, dude. They're gonna have seen what the Cardinals did, and like if the Cardinals hang on to the ball, we're correct from last week about the Titans. So
the Titans scored that. The Titans scored that touchdown off of a fumble and another fumble, so they got kind of lucky at that game. If they played it 100 times, they probably win it once, and that was the one.
That was the one, and we saw it in this universe. What a treat. All right, so we got 2 4-1 teams. Do you feel like the 49ers are the most disrespected 4-1 team in the league?
Yes, but also I get the disrespect because everybody's hurt, but that should be a credit to the head coach, Kyle Shanahan. What this guy's done with what he's got is amazing.
You know what's fun is I get to play against Puka Nacua and Christian McCaffrey this week.
Nice. Wow.
I'm pretty much screwed, but hopefully the Buccaneers could close down McCaffrey a little bit. The thing is, we won't. McCaffrey's notoriously, over the years that we've played him, has always carves us up. I don't see our linebackers be able to cover him very well, so that's going to be a problem. He's basically the whole center of their offense right now. Everything just goes through McCaffrey.
And is Mac Jones playing this week, or is Brock Purdy back?
Great question. I believe that's still up in the air.
I would roll with Mac Jones still myself and just let Purdy get completely healthy because Mac Jones has not been bad at all this year. The only loss that they had, I believe Brock Purdy was the quarterback. He started that game against Jacksonville. And all the games Mac Jones started has been a win. So I would kind of, hold off on that this week. Keep Mac Jones in there, but
I think he's still questionable. Yeah, it
yeah,
says that he's still questionable right now as of this morning.
this
Yeah.
this should be a good game either way. Like I said,
Either
San
way, Mac
Francisco.
Jones has been balling out, like you're saying.
Yeah,
It's not like he's been a slouch.
yeah.
And this Bucks defense kind of coming off of a rough week. We'll see if we can get back some of our injuries. We'll see who the 49ers get back too, although they have more long-term injuries, right?
Yeah, they have more long term injuries, but this, like, if you look at the injury report between these two teams right here, you can just keep going and going and going
Yeah.
and going and going.
These are the two of the most banged up teams in the NFL right now. That's for sure.
Right.
I'm definitely going for my Bucks here at home.
Yeah.
You know, they got to come all the way to us, right?
Yeah, I'm going Tampa Bay on this one too. It's at home.
Yeah,
Baker Mayfield so far in the season, he's also an MVP candidate right at this point in time. I look for
sure.
that to continue once again. But I wouldn't be surprised if San Francisco's ahead with like 2 minutes left, up 3, and Baker Mayfield's got
They've
the
had our
ball.
number the last couple of years, and they are coming off a very impressive win against the Rams. So we'll just
Yeah.
have to see how it all shakes out.
Yep. It should be a good one though.
Should be a good one. We got your Bengals traveling over to the Packers right now. Mr. Joe Flacco has an opportunity to beat the Packers with two different teams. Would be an NFL record. Can he do it, Brett?
So this yesterday surprised me to no end when I got the notification right after we recorded our podcast on Yelling from
Of
the Couch.
course.
Joe Flacco has been traded to the Bengals.
Love it.
What? Where did this come from? Why?
Everyone saw it coming. What do you mean, Brett? We all saw this coming.
You mean it's a typo. You meant Jameis Winston, right?
That's what we thought they meant. No, apparently.
No, apparently this is true. This is real life. Ian Rappaport's the first person I've seen on it. I'm like, oh man, he's usually not wrong. Wait, did they put extra P in that Rappaport? No, it's not. It's actually hit. So yeah, Joe Flacco coming back from England. Nobody's talked about that yet, I don't think. He was just in England with the Browns. Coming back, usually you get a bye when you come back from England. No, you get to go to Green Bay, Joe Flacco. Oh, and by the way, learn this playbook, and you're going to go ahead and you're going to start for the rest of the season.
That's what I was going to say. Are they starting him, or are they more like, hey, Jake Browning's the starter and you're our backup?
No, I believe it was announced that he's going to start for the rest of the season
Let's
until
go,
Joe Burrow comes
Flacco.
back. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Because he picks up the playbook really well. Okay, all right, whatever. Micah Parsons, here's a funny stat. Jamar Chase has more solo tackles this year than Micah Parsons does. He has 5. Micah Parsons has 4. So I think that's probably going to change a little bit this week, I think. I can't pick Cincinnati here yet. Maybe Flacco comes out and surprises me and it shuts me up. I hope so. But I think that was the wrong move to make for the Bengals. I think the Packers win this one.
Yeah, I think I'm going Packers too on this one, Brett. All right, we got an interesting one. Lions travel to the Chiefs. Chiefs are struggling at 2-3 right now. Now they host a frisky, powerful, a juggernaut of a Detroit Lions team. Man, Motor City Dan Campbell did win last time. Yeah. I think he gets it done again at Arrowhead. I just don't think Mahomes has the weapons around him right now to pull this off.
No, I don't think he does.
Rough
either.
pick 6 from him last week. That's not the type of thing you see often from him.
Yeah, it was Devin Lloyd got the pick 6, I believe, 80-some yards to the house. But Mahomes, they haven't been able to get a running game going. He's leading the team in rushing, I believe. I know he did the last game. So if your quarterback's doing that, it's kind of bad. Detroit and the Bengals last week, they kind of, I think they kind of backed off a little bit, and that's why the Bengals end up with 24 points. The Lions are a whole lot better than that, I think. I got Detroit winning this. Detroit's one of the most fun teams to watch in the league, too, offensively. Even with Ben Johnson gone, I know that first week they struggled against the Packers, but I like the Lions to come back and win this one here, or to continue their winning ways.
Heck yeah. Yeah, I think the Lions got this. All right, Buffalo has a chance to bounce back as they go to the Falcons. Tough game for the Falcons coming off a bye, but it is nice that they're coming off a bye. I gotta feel like the Buffaloes are like, all right, we gotta tighten up. We just dropped game to freaking the Patriots. That is a division rival. I don't know, what that really says about them. And this Falcons team, like they're good. I don't think they're bad by any means, but can they beat Buffalo? I think not.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough test for the Falcons. Like you said, they look good. They had that one game against the Panthers where it's like, what happened there?
They
But
scored no points.
but
It's
every other
crazy.
game has been okay. The
Yeah.
Bills, is it time to start questioning the Bills a little bit? They lost at home to the Patriots on Sunday night. The week before, they kind of struggled with the Saints at Buffalo. Let them hang around for a little bit. I don't think it. I don't think that's the case. I think they come back this week. You got to get James Cook a little bit more involved, I believe.
Yeah.
He only had like 50 yards last week, not even 50 yards. But you got to get that running game going. You can't just because he didn't really have a whole lot of weapons out there either. Josh Allen doesn't.
No, he kind of is depleted of weapons as well. Who's his number? Like, is it Coleman? Is that the number one receiver over there right now?
Khalil Shakir, maybe Coleman.
Shakir did beat me up the 1 week I was playing him in fantasy. Thanks, Shakir.
Yeah, he's got Josh Palmer. I mean, if any of these names scare you, stop me. Dalton Kincaid, Dawson Knox. I mean,
You're not wrong. What is it with these really good quarterbacks having no weapons around them?
I don't know, but they've got to get James Cook going, I believe, for this one here. So I like Buffalo.
All right. I do too. I think they'll figure it out. This is an interesting one. We got Bears coming off a bye week, playing against a good Commanders team. Jaden Daniels is back. He leads a good comeback against the Chargers. The Bears are looking pretty decent too, though. They've beaten up the Cowboys. They find a way to win against who was it, the Saints? I think they dominated the Saints too, maybe. I don't even know. I forget who their other winning is against, but they definitely beat up on the Cowboys. Now they go to the Commanders. I don't know. This is interesting because the last time Bears were there was the infamous Stevenson taunting the fans, and then the Hail Mary goes through. So now they're back there again. It's interesting. But I think I got to go Commanders here. They looked good as they rallied in their game against the Chargers last week.
Yeah, I think I got to go Commanders here too. Battle of the number 1 versus number 2 from last year. Like you said, the infamous, taunting the fans, and then the Hail Mary happens after that. The Bears had that game won. This was kind of early in Jaden Daniels' run last year. They really hadn't got rolling a whole lot yet. But
that's the game that kicked off their run, basically. Like, once they won that game, they were kind of off to the races.
Right, yeah, and kind of got them going, got them into the playoffs, got them to the NFC Championship. And the Bears, I really don't know what we've got with the Bears yet. They've looked better. Like you said, they dominated the Cowboys. They looked good on their whoever they beat, they looked pretty good too. I think they had like a 2-game winning streak coming into this.
Yeah. And we're just dropping the ball at whoever this was. Sorry, Bears.
Yeah, sorry, Bears fans. But hey, I like Commanders to win this.
Now I'm curious.
Well, let's just check it out. You might be right. It might be the Saints, but I know they did look good. Whoever they played. Yeah, it was week 4 because they were off last week. There it is up there. The Raiders look like.
The Raiders. Okay, well, and they only barely nibbled out the Raiders. So, yeah. I'm feeling a little better about my Commanders pick now.
Yeah, maybe us thinking, I don't know, maybe that was a Mandela effect there. We thought that they'd be
whatever that was. The point is, we're going Commanders on this one. Brent, I think that just about does it for us for week 6. We're locked in with our picks. We think we know. We don't really know. There's a lot of 90% picks on this one, some high percentage picks, but we saw a bunch of upsets last week. Will it happen again? We don't know. It's week 6.
We don't know. Any given Sunday, and thank God that the Eagles players had a players-only meeting this early. Thank God. They need to get that straightened out.
They got to get it straightened out after one loss. You can't have that, man. You got to straighten that up right away, for sure.
Well, man,
all right, Brent,
I'll be getting my Flacco jersey ordered with my Louisville King shirt, and I'll be ready to go.
Hey, we got to get the rainbow Flacco jersey ordered, just like a stripe from each team. That would be kind of cool.
Yes, why
guys,
not,
make sure you're liking and subscribing to Brett over at Yelling from the Couch. I believe you found it as Yelling Couch, right, Brett?
Yes,
at Yelling Couch.
Yelling from the Couch, I believe it was too long for the @ so it's at Yelling Couch.
At Yelling Couch. We tagged in this video as well, so make sure you're going off and liking and subscribing to his content as well. We appreciate you coming on, man. Anything to say to the fans of Sports by Compian Nation?
Thank you, Stephen, for having me on. This is fun. The pick'ems right here. Glad we can get on here and just, I'm glad we could try to figure out what's going on with them Eagles, though. Exactly. I was really concerned about them, so I'm glad you got me on here so we can get that figured out for you.
Yeah, we'll see if they figured it out by tomorrow night. All right, thanks for watching, people. Sports by Compian, out.